The door chime sounded as she stepped inside. Same time, same place, same faint smell of coffee and warm milk drifting through the air. Alex joined the short line, hands in her coat pockets, eyes lifting to the menu board overhead. The chalk letters hadn't changed in months. She knew every item by heart. But today she stood there longer than usual, longer than yesterday, longer than last week. Her gaze moved slowly across the options, as if something might be different this time, as if a new choice might appear. The barista waited, patient, used to her by now. Alex felt the quiet expectation behind her, the soft shuffle of the next customer, the low hum of the espresso machine. She opened her mouth, closed it, then said the words she'd said every morning for weeks. The usual oat milk latte, please. The order left her lips easily, too easily. And in the small silence that followed, a faint thought brushed against her. When was the last time she had actually decided? She brushed it aside, smiled, paid, moved to the end of the counter to wait. The same as always. The rain from the night before had left the streets glossy. Alex walked the 3 blocks home with her latte warming one hand. She climbed the stairs to her apartment, key turning in the lock with the same soft click it always made. Inside, everything was in its place. That's how she liked it. No surprises, no chaos borrowed from other people's lives. The next morning came quietly, light filtering through half-closed blinds. The alarm didn't ring. She woke just before it, the way she usually did. Her phone lay on the nightstand, screen lighting up with the first notifications of the day. A soft buzz, then another. She reached for it without thinking, thumb unlocking the screen. A quick scroll through the overnight feed. Nothing urgent, just updates, reminders, things people had posted while she slept. She told herself it was just staying informed, not influenced, just aware. In the kitchen, the coffee machine hissed to life. Same routine, same order of steps. She opened the closet while it brewed, stood there for a moment, eyes moving across the hangers. A grey sweater caught her attention. Simple, practical. She'd seen something similar in a video the night before. Someone wearing it effortlessly. But she pushed the thought away. She'd liked this style for years. It wasn't new. She pulled it on, felt the familiar weight of the fabric, told herself the choice was entirely hers. Back at the table with her coffee, laptop open for work. But first, a quick check of emails. Then the shopping app, just to see if anything she'd saved was still there. A notification glowed softly. Limited stock. Price slightly lower than yesterday. She paused. Didn't need it right now, but it made sense to get it while it was available. Practical, smart, even. Add to cart. Checkout was smooth. 1 click. 2. Done. She closed the app, felt the small satisfaction of a decision well made. No impulse, no trend chasing, just logic. The same pattern repeated over the following days. Wake to the glow of the screen. Scroll just long enough to feel caught up. Choose clothes that felt like her, even when they mirrored what kept appearing online. Another small purchase. A notebook she didn't urgently need, But the reviews were good, the design clean. It would help her stay organized. She never bought the loud things, the flashy trends, the things everyone else seemed to want all at once. That's what she told herself. She wasn't like that, she observed. She decided. She stayed in control. The packages arrived quietly, placed by the door, unboxed slowly in the evening light, each one feeling like confirmation. She knew what worked for her. No one was telling her what to do. And in those small, repeated moments, the belief settled deeper. Independence wasn't loud. It was quiet, consistent, hers alone. The city hummed outside her window. Another morning waiting. Another set of choices that felt entirely her own. Evenings settled into a familiar rhythm. Work ended around 6. Lights dimmed in the living room. Curtains half drawn against the city glow outside. Alex sat on the couch, phone in hand. The screen woke with a soft illumination, casting a pale light across her face. She hadn't planned to open the shopping app, just meant to check the weather or a message, something small. But the icon was there. Thumb hovered, hen tapped. The feed loaded smoothly. At the top, something she'd looked at days ago. Now marked down, only 4 left in stock. A quiet ping, not urgent, just enough to notice. She scrolled past and scrolled back, hesitated. The description felt reasonable, something she'd use. Eventually, add to cart, checkout. Address already saved, payment already saved. Done before the hesitation fully formed. She set the phone down. Told herself it was fine, a practical choice, nothing wasteful. The room fell quiet again, except for the faint hum of the refrigerator in the next room. A few nights later, the same soft glow, same position on the couch, same distant traffic sounds drifting up from the street. This time she opened the app directly. No pretense, just to see. Another notification waited, a gentle banner across the top. Back in your size, ending soon. She remembered considering it before, hadn't committed then. But now, the stock was low again, the reviews still high. Her finger paused longer this time, but only for a moment. The justification arrived faster. It matched things she already owned, would get good use. Better now than later, when the price might rise. Tap Add Buy, the confirmation screen appeared, a small green check. She exhaled slowly, closed the app, picked up her tea, which had cooled while she decided. The pattern repeated a week after that. She was tired from a long call, didn't feel like reading or watching anything long. The app opened almost on its own, muscle memory. This time the suggestion was new, something she hadn't searched for, but similar to what she'd bought before. The algorithm knew. Customers who bought your recent items also chose this. Limited time offer, a subtle countdown. She didn't hesitate as long. The internal voice was quieter now, less negotiation needed. It would arrive quickly, fit into her routine, make mornings easier or evenings calmer. Purchase complete. Phone set face down on the cushion beside her. The rain continued. Packages from the earlier buys had already arrived. Sat unopened on the table for a day. then slowly integrated into drawers and shelves. Over those weeks, the packages kept coming. Left outside the door, brought in without excitement, opened in the evening light. Each one felt justified in the moment. Each one made sense. None were extravagant. None were trends she mocked in others. But they arrived more often now, filled small spaces in the apartment, became part of the background. The nudges were gentle, repeated, patient, and she followed quietly, believing every step was still her own. Nights blurred together in the same soft light. Alex on the couch, legs tucked under her, phone held loosely in both hands. The screen's glow was the brightest thing in the room. Curtains drawn, city muted beyond the glass. She scrolled slowly, not searching for anything in particular, just unwinding. At first, the feed still felt varied. A travel photo here, a recipe video there, someone's opinion on a book, a quiet laugh at a meme. Thumb up. Pause. Up again. The algorithm watched, adjusted, learned. A few nights later, the variety thinned. The same kinds of posts rose higher. Short clips about hidden costs in everyday things. Voices speaking calmly but firmly about systems most people ignored. She lingered longer on those, watched to the end, sometimes replayed. The comments underneath echoed the same phrases, the same frustration, the same certainty. She didn't comment herself. Just read, absorbed. The room stayed quiet, except for the occasional soft chime of a like, or the faint whoosh of a saved post. Over the following week, the narrowing became clearer. Even when she tried to scroll past, similar videos appeared again. Different accounts, same tone. Same outrage, measured, reasonable, repeated. One night, rain started outside, steady against the window. She watched a clip about how choices were never really free. Nodded slowly, felt the words settle in. Another about how most people were asleep to what shaped them. The narrator's voice low and steady. She didn't look away. Thumb paused mid-swipe. The glow reflected in her eyes. The apartment silent, except for rain and breathing. The shift spilled into days. A friend texted in the group chat, something light about weekend plans. Someone else shared a news link, complained about rising costs, about being manipulated without noticing. Alex typed quickly. It's all designed to keep us predictable. Sent. The replies came fast. Agreement, emojis, more links. She stared at her own words on the screen. They felt right, familiar, but also slightly distant, like something she'd heard before. Later that week, a call with an old friend. Catching up after months. The conversation drifted to current things, to how exhausting everything felt. Her friend sighed. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like we're all just reacting to whatever they put in front of us. Alex heard herself respond, almost automatically. Exactly, it's not even control anymore, it's guidance disguised as choice. The words came out smoothly, confidently. Her friend murmured agreement. But in the small pause after, Alex stopped. The phrase echoed in her mind, clear, precise. She couldn't remember thinking it first. Only reading it, hearing it, repeating it. The call continued. But the moment lingered, quiet, unsettling in its stillness. She ended the call politely, set the phone down, stared at the dark screen for a long moment. Rain still falling outside. The feed had shaped more than her purchases. It had started shaping her voice. Saturday arrived, grey and heavy. Rain fell steadily against the windows. A soft, endless tapping that filled the apartment. Alex sat at the small table by the window, no laptop open, no phone in hand. Just a cup of tea cooling beside her. The room was dim, curtains still half drawn from the night before. Packages from the past weeks sat neatly on the shelf, integrated now, no longer new. Outside, the street was quiet, few cars, fewer people. She watched the rain trace slow paths down the glass, one drop joining another, merging, disappearing. Her mind drifted back without effort. To the cafe that morning. The small hesitation. The words coming out predictably. Then the evenings. The packages by the door. The way each item felt necessary in the moment it was chosen. And the words she'd spoken on the call. And realized they weren't entirely hers. She retraced it all slowly. Not judging. No one had forced anything. No loud commands, just gentle repetitions, patient alignments. Guidance offered so softly that it had started feeling like instinct. She didn't feel angry, didn't feel betrayed, just a calm, quiet recognition, settling in the space between raindrops. The choices hadn't been taken from her. They'd been shaped, narrowed, nudged. And somewhere along the way, the nudges had become the path she walked without noticing. She sat there longer, watching the rain, listening to its steady rhythm. The thought didn't demand action. It just lingered, clear, unsettling in its simplicity. Some patterns are only visible when you finally stop moving long enough to see them. The days that followed didn't change all at once. Nothing dramatic happened, no declarations, no deletions. Just small pauses. A breath before the thumb tapped by. A moment longer staring at the menu board, then choosing something different. A cold brew instead of the usual latte. The app closed a little earlier some nights. The screen set face down while the tea was still warm. Packages still arrived, but fewer. Some left unopened a day longer. One evening, the rain returned, soft against the window again. Alex sat in the same spot by the glass, light low, city blurred beyond the droplets. She held the phone loosely, watched the feed load. Scrolled once, twice, then stopped. Set it aside. Listened to the rain. To the quiet apartment. To her own breathing, steady, unrushed. The nudges were still there. The patterns hadn't vanished. But now there was space. A small gap where awareness lived. Some shifts are quiet, almost invisible. They don't announce themselves. They just settle in like rain on glass, slow, steady, changing the view, one drop at a time. Stories like these don't demand anything from you. They just wait in the background, ready when the room is dim and the day is done. There are more of them whenever you need one.